Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm Daisy Fox and this is Daisy Fox Tarot. For those of you who are not so new here, welcome back. So today we are doing a quick little message here. We've got just 3 piles today. We are going to take a look and find out what type of comforting or gentle message you need to hear right now with this new year. So with the new year brings lots of excitement, it brings lots of new beginnings, but also this can bring some endings as well, okay? And maybe even some heavy energy or some heavy feelings, emotions as we move on from one chapter of our lives into the next, okay? So this reading is for those of you who, while you may be feeling kind of excited about the potential of the new year, you're also feeling a bit heavy, okay? We are also just now having or seeing an end to Mercury in retrograde as well. For those of you who follow or are interested in astrology, that's been going on too. That is finally going to be stationing direct here shortly. We'll be moving, let's see, Pluto is going to be moving from the sign of Capricorn into the sign of Aquarius as well. So moving out of some heavier, darker energy there for some of my people out there too. So we've just got a lot going on, you guys. The world is kind of a dumpster fire as well. I think we're all feeling that right now. No matter where you stand on whatever issues, regardless, everybody kind of feels like things are spiraling out of control. So this is for you guys, okay? For my people out there who are just maybe feeling a little bit of heaviness, okay? With this new year. So let's go ahead and get started and find out what comforting, gentle messages your guides have for you all. So like I said, I have 3 piles here for you guys to choose from. We have pile number 1 here with this rose quartz crystal. And here is your crystal, pile number 1. Then my pile number 2s, we have this pile right here with this amethyst, and this is my pile number 2 crystal. And then for my pile number 3s, we have this pile right here, this deck right here, and we have this selenite crystal, okay? So for my pile number 3s, this is going to be your crystal, okay? So you guys can find the timestamps in the description box down below, as well as that top pinned comment. For those of you who are new to pick-a-cards, or maybe would like a little refresher as to how to pick, I'm going to go ahead and go through that with you. For those of you who are not so new to pick-a-cards, you guys can go ahead and find that timestamp and go see what it is or what comforting message it is that your guides have for you, okay? So for those of you who are new to pick-a-cards, let's run through this real fast. So if you're feeling called to this pile, to each pile, those are the piles that you're going to take a look at. You might be feeling pulled towards one, maybe multiple, maybe all 3. Totally fine, totally normal, okay? This is our general reading for the collective, meaning it'll resonate with those it's meant to resonate with, and there will be some messages in each of the piles that just simply will not resonate for you because there are so many people watching this, okay? So if you run across a message that does not resonate for you, don't worry about it. That's just there for somebody else watching the same pile you are, okay? So anyways, lots of different ways to pick. Some people pick with the deck, some people pick with the crystal, some people look at the timestamps and they look at the numbers and they'll add them up. Maybe it'll maybe it'll add up into a number that resonates for you. Maybe you'll see some repeating numbers as well in the timestamps. That kind of happens organically too sometimes. When that does happen, I feel like that is meant for my people who are having a hard time choosing this way, okay? So go check those out if you're struggling a little bit. You can also kind of do what I call like FOMO pile picking. So you're going to pick the pile that you would feel like you truly missed out on if you just closed this video now and never took a look at it again. It never popped up again. You totally lost it. What pile would you be sad that you did not get to hear? I always call that your primary pile. That's your FOMO pile, okay, guys? So you can go with that pile first. The pile that you feel the strongest pull towards, that's going to be your main message. And then you can go look at those other piles that you felt called towards afterwards, and it's going to have those are going to have some secondary messages in there for you guys, okay? So let's go ahead and jump in and get started, and we will find out what comforting message your guides have for you right now. Bye. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen this deck as well as the rose quartz crystal right here. So we are going to find out what comforting, gentle message your guides have for you right now with this new year coming in. So you guys, let's go ahead and start with some oracle cards. I'm just going to do a couple of oracle decks today. I really felt like this needed to be a very kind of brief-ish message, kind of straight to the point. Yeah, so I didn't want to muddy the waters with a bunch of different oracle decks. So I just wanted to get this message out there for you guys. I wasn't even planning on recording today, but I really felt just kind of this heaviness. Like there's definitely a heaviness in the collective as we all kind of come to I would say maybe come to terms with the fact that we are 1 year past, we've lost, or I don't know, what am I trying to say? We haven't lost a year of our lives, but really we're just, past 2023. We're on to this new year. 2023 is done and gone. I think it was a hard year for a lot of us out there, myself included. Lots of lessons to be learned, I think for a lot of people. So it's just been a heavier year. For me, I know personally, I'm kind of been taking a deep breath, like kind of relieved that 2023 is over, but also going, wow, I felt like there was so much I wanted to do in 2023 that just, I didn't accomplish, or I don't know. It's like, wow, the year's almost already gone. I don't know. It's almost a sense of like grieving. I think a lot of people talk about how excited they are for the new year, and that's great. Nothing wrong with being excited for the new year at all. I mean, I'm definitely excited as well, but there's also a sense of grief, I think, too, as we say goodbye to the year that we're leaving behind, the things we were having to leave behind within that year as well. Possibly loved ones who have passed on, possibly situations that we thought would work out better than what they did in that year, or realizing that maybe some milestones we thought we'd hit in 2023, we haven't hit yet, So I think there's also an element of grief that no one talks about with the new year. So let's go ahead and just do this comforting message for you guys. I've got your oracle cards pulled here. Let's go ahead and pull your tarot cards, and then we'll take a look and find out what comforting message your guides have for you all with this new year. So for my pile number 1s here, definitely these here. Oh, come here, my friend. This back one as well. And that one. Okay. All right, pile number 1. Let's take a look here and see what we have for you. We're going to start here. We have resistance. And we have distraction. Okay. Resistance, distraction. Let's see. How do I want to... No, we'll do this. This is fine. I was trying to think of how I wanted to set your stuff up here. We also have Magical Moon, Illumination, Awakening, and Discovery. And this says, luminous light in the dark. Take me on a journey to reveal my truth. Okay, interesting thing about that card is it is the only card in this deck that is not, this oracle deck, that is not an animal, but rather is this kind of special moon card here. So very interesting. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then we have Elegant Eagle here, clarity, inspiration, and insight. And this is ancient and sacred beast of the skies, awaken my spirit to soar to new heights. Okay, all right. All right, now let's take a look at your tarot cards here. We have the 7 of Wands. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Let's see. We have the Devil. Then we have Judgment. The Hermit. The 5 of Pentacles, yeah. And we have the 4 of Cups. Okay, let's see where to put your 4 of Cups over here. Let's just move some of these over a little bit. Okay. All right, so pile number 1. The gentle message here for you all. Okay. I feel like there's been, I feel like I'm feeling this sense of like, I think resistance obviously it's a great word for it. I'm kind of feeling rather defensiveness almost, or feeling like your back is up against the wall a little bit as well. For disappointment, feeling like your back is up against the wall, a feeling of lack, maybe even a feeling of isolation or loneliness as well. Okay, just I think resistance here. This is probably, I would say this card is definitely your signifier here as far as what it is that you've been feeling, or like validation from your guides, higher self, spirit, source, talking about your situation. I think you felt this past year, 2023, I think you felt like you've been flying against the wind, going against the current, having to really work very, very hard to make any little bit of headway this past year. And I think this has come as a bit of a disappointment to you, okay? I think you were really thinking, feeling like things would be different this last year. And you've realized that, while some things have come to pass, in some areas of your life, there has been movement, but overall, I feel like you've been in a situation where that movement has just been really, I'm hearing like stifled. And the concept that I'm hearing is it's like every step taken, every step that you've taken, every ounce of progress that you've made, it's taken so much effort and energy to get to that point. And I think that's what we're seeing here. If you've been feeling heavy going into 2024, we're seeing the leftovers of this energy here, okay? Okay, sorry, pile number one. My had some technical difficulties. We're back. Okay, so I I don't know where I left off before things got a little messed up with my recording. So I'm just going to kind of go back and start all over, because I don't want you guys to miss out on anything that was said. So first of all, I'm seeing an acknowledgement from your guides, validation, if you will, of the type of energy that you are coming out of, or that you've been dealing with. I'm saying coming out of because that's what I'm feeling here for you all with 2024. I think for my pile number ones who are feeling very heavy, who are maybe feeling a little bit of grief as they move out of 2023, I'm seeing things easing up for you in 2024 100%. But what I'm seeing, first of all, what I want to talk about first of all is this validation, this acknowledgement from your guides. I think this is so important, especially when we're going through something really challenging here. Okay, so we have resistance here. I think you guys have been pushing so hard, I think honestly just this whole last year of 2023, there's then been this big push to overcome a lot of different obstacles that have been thrown your way. And these are obstacles, I'm hearing these aren't obstacles that are being that were being thrown at you in real time, in the moment, in order to keep you stuck necessarily, but these are obstacles that have been set up, that were set up a long time ago. This is like long-standing trauma. This is like long-standing limiting beliefs that you were kind of given as a child. This is old. These are old obstacles that just, I'm hearing they continue to pop up occasionally. And I think 2023 was really the height of this. Now I see that you've overcome a lot of them within your reading. I'm definitely seeing that here for you. Okay. But I do see this validation that you have been through a lot. Okay. Resistance here, like I said, where every single action feels feels like it's taken so much additional effort than what, ideally it should, or what you would think that it would need to take. Seven of Wands here as well, feeling like you're backed up into a corner, like your back is against the wall, like you're faced with adversity on all sides, maybe feeling like you don't have anybody in your corner. You don't have anyone there to rescue you. You have to rescue yourself. We have the Four of Cups here as well, talking about disappointment, okay? A sort of disappointment occurring, being given something by the universe, or being given a situation that you really weren't wanting, okay? Or maybe you wanted this situation, but the way it's being presented to you, it's not what you wanted, okay? So I'm seeing lots of disappointment here. I'm seeing a lack as well with the Five of Pentacles here. So perhaps you found yourself in hard times financially, okay? You felt yourself in, like, you've been kind of dealing with hard times. I'm hearing, like, almost energetically, with this being Wands, I would say with your passions, with the things that matter most to you, it feels like you're very alone. This has been you've been very alone in those. A lack of financial stability possibly, and as well a lack of emotional fulfillment too. So we're just seeing an overall lack here that you're coming out of, or that you've been through, okay? The gentle message from your guides, okay? First of all, they want you to know that this resistance, this period of, like, I'm hearing like persistent resistance, is ending, okay? This is going to be ending. You will not have to continue to fight so hard for every step of progress that you take, okay? Because that's what I'm hearing here, is that you've been fighting so hard for every single step of progress that you've taken, and it's exhausting, okay? I'm seeing this change. I'm seeing you soar above this, okay? Elegant eagle here. I'm seeing you soar above this. I'm seeing you gain clarity, insight, and inspiration as well. I think as you move, I'm seeing that you're gonna, like, move up away, out of this wind, but it's not because you're coming back down to earth, but it's because you're soaring above it. I see that, like, this has actually strengthened you for your journey through the year of 2024. And I know that, like, that can be a really hard pill to swallow, to hear that, oh, this has been strengthening you for something. You're like, oh, great. Well, what's the next chapter? The next chapter is going to feel so much easier for you guys, is what I'm hearing, because of what you've been through in 2023. You are getting a bit of a break, okay? So we're seeing here financially, we're getting a bit of a break. We've got the Nine of Pentacles here, okay, with the promise of financial security, of having your needs met, okay? We have the Devil card here too. And in your reading, pile number one, with the Devil card here, I'm hearing that you'll finally be able to kick back and relax. You're finally going to be able to let go. I think you've been on so much in 2023, trying to stay, like, on your game, trying to stay in that hustle flow, trying to stay on top of everything and keep yourself from drowning. So much so to the point, that you haven't been allowing yourself to let go. You haven't been allowing yourself to indulge in anything, really. Enjoy that indulgence. It's like whenever you do indulge or allow yourself to indulge, you find yourself like beating yourself up, like saying, yeah, I'm having a great time out with my friends, but I really need to be at home working on this thing. I really have this other stuff that I said I was going to do that I need to do. I really don't need to be out here spending money on drinks, or spending money on, whatever it is. You just haven't really felt like you could kick back and relax and let go and indulge. And I'm seeing this gentle message here for you all is not just a validation from what, of what you've been through, but there's this promise here that things are going to get much brighter, okay? That you will be able to see I don't like saying this because I think that sometimes it really diminishes the struggle that we've been through, but I'm going to say it because this is what I'm hearing, and y'all, I'm just the messenger here. um you're going to see that what you went through this last year has a purpose, okay? And like I said, I hate saying that because it's like it feels like it minimizes or dismisses the pain and suffering that we've been through when that is said. But it's what I'm hearing here, that all of this is going to make sense. 2023 is going to make sense in retrospect when you look back, okay? Even if right now it's very challenging to come out of this year because there's like a period of grieving here that I think you're having to go through, okay? So I am seeing things brighten up though. I'm seeing for you the ability to let go and indulge. I'm seeing for you the ability to no longer worry about your finances. I'm seeing a change here, a metamorphosis, okay, if you will. The sun coming in, this bright, warm energy. Growth is what I'm hearing here. Growth. So you're going to find your finances growing. If you have been struggling with that, that should be growing. That's a comforting message that I'm hearing your guides want you to know. Same with this indulgence card here, or I'm calling it an indulgence card. I think for your pile, it definitely is the devil. The devil here is more about indulgence. I'm hearing here a message to not feel guilty. Don't feel guilty about letting loose, about letting go. You know, obviously we have to pull ourselves back down into reality. We do have to ground ourselves, you know, but there's nothing wrong with letting go and having fun, all right? So I'm seeing that as well here. I'm also seeing for you guys kind of a balancing of the scales a little bit with judgment here, okay? So with the judgment card, what I'm hearing here for you all is that there's an acknowledgement here from your guides that 2023 did not feel fair, and that there were a lot of things that you had to deal with in 2023. I'm hearing it was like old shit, old junk. Like a like old shit that you had, like you have to be the one to work through it, but it wasn't necessarily but it wasn't necessarily your fault that you're the one who has to work through it. Like it's giving like ancestral trauma. It's giving like childhood trauma. It's giving like old stuff, old junk that you had to clear up this year in order to move forward. And it's not old stuff. It's not your own personal karma or your own personal shit necessarily. I mean, yes, we have to be responsible for ourselves as adults. Once we, you know, if we have some sort of childhood trauma, we are responsible for dismantling that in adulthood. That is our responsibility. However, we weren't the ones who put that on our path, you know, to a certain extent. Somebody else has placed that on our path and we're having to clear that up. And that's what I'm seeing here for you is there was a bunch of stuff that was the bunch of shit, honestly. And I'm going to call it shit because that's what it is. It was a bunch of shit that was put in your path, put on you, put on your shoulders by someone else, by somebody else's negligence. Through someone else's negligence, you really had to pick up the pieces. You really had to rise to the occasion and work through this so that you could be released of this. And that's what I'm seeing here is a releasement. A releasement. Is that a word, you guys? It's totally not. A release of this old karma, this old junk, this old shit that was placed on your path in your way that you've had to overcome. I think that's what this resistance is here, is this is a bunch of old karma and old shit that's been placed in your path that you've had to work through and get through, even if you weren't the one you weren't the one who placed it there, okay? So, and with that, I want to bring this around to this distraction card over here for you guys too. This old shit has it's been a distraction for you, okay? It's been a bit of a roadblock. It's created extra, like additional resistance in your life when you're trying to move forward, okay? And it's been a distraction because it's like you can't focus. What I'm hearing is you guys haven't been able to truly focus on yourself, on your own Well, I was going to say on your own growth, but I feel like that is just categorically false. This has been for your growth. But I think you haven't truly been able to focus on yourself and your goals and what you truly want, because there's all this old shit that's had to been clear, that's had to have been cleared in order for you to do that. And this old stuff has served as distractions for you within the year of 2023. Now, this is not to say that it was wrong of you to be distracted by this stuff. I think it needed to be acknowledged. It needed to be taken care of, okay? So this is not to demonize that or to suggest that you did something wrong by taking care of these distractions before moving forward with what, with your goals or with your own personal stuff. I feel like this is my pile of people who've just been through some shit. You guys were just handed you were just given a really shitty hand in life a little bit, or at least this last year. You've been really given just a lot of shit to have to work through and go through, and it's been a lonely process, and your guides are here to validate that. It has been lonely. You have had to work through a lot of shit. You have been feeling like you have been living in survival mode, in a place of lack. You've been unable to let go, and perhaps this survival mode is what's really been chaining you and kept you down, you know. But there's this promise here of clarity. There's this promise of this distraction being removed, of you rising up past these obstacles here, okay? Of you finding yourself in a place of physical safety and security here with this Nine of Pentacles, physical safety and security. And then we have the Magical Moon card, which I said, and hopefully it didn't get cut out. With my recording, I said that this is the only card in this deck. This is the only card that is not an animal, but is instead this magical moon. And so let me bring this up so you guys can see it a little bit better while we talk about it. So this card right here is like the card of, it's like the card of promise. It's a card of I was gonna say illumination. It's literally right there on there. Okay, this is showing us that what you've been through this last year, it has a purpose. Okay, I know a lot of this feels like meaningless suffering, your financials not being, or your material, your money situation not really feeling safe and secure. Okay, your hobbies, pastimes, the thing, like you feeling dispassionate about these things, or feeling like you're going it alone, okay? Feeling of loneliness, of dissatisfaction overall, all right? This card is here to remind you or to reassure you that all of this has been for a purpose, okay? There is a reason why you have been through what you've been through, okay? And that this energy, it's clearing out. It's clearing up, it's clearing out, and the way forward will be illuminated I'm hearing a lot more quickly than what you anticipated. Okay, so, let's see, my pile number ones. Oh, also, with this magical moon card too, the reason it doesn't have an animal on it is it's because it's meant to be like a hidden animal that's going to be illuminated. So yes, purpose being illuminated here. I forgot to mention that specifically with that card. I'm going to pull some more tarot cards for you guys to kind of get a final message here. I feel like for my pile number ones, what you guys really needed, and it's definitely shows here, what you guys really needed to hear was just some validation, was just someone saying, yes, you've been through it. Yes, you have not had an easy year. We see you, we hear you, we love you, we care about you. Things are going to ease up. Things are going to get better. Please just hang in there, is what I'm hearing here. So I think for my pile number ones, the biggest message is validation. Okay, that's what I'm hearing here. I'm going to pull a couple more cards for you guys, a couple more tarot cards, just to get a little bit of a better read here for you all, as to any, kind of anything else that they want to let you guys know before we close the video out. So let's go ahead and do that. my pile number ones. Any further messages? Right, we've got, I don't feel like all of those cards. I feel like it was just this one here. Oh, those two. Okay. And then we've got this one and this one on the back. All right. Let's see here what we have. So we have the sun. Yes, look at that, you guys. Illumination, things warming up, things getting a lot better. You're going to start seeing growth. I think you guys have been feeling a bit stagnant, or maybe not. I don't know if stagnant's really the right word, but I think that's really overall the vibe, It's just this feeling of a lack of progress, okay? Because I don't think it's been stagnant. I think you guys have been working and working and working. You haven't let yourself stagnate and just sit and be okay. You haven't been okay with where you've been. And I think that's what this resistance here is you've been really fighting hard to get out of this situation. And what we're seeing here with the Sun card is that is going to happen, okay? And we had a little glimpse of that over here with the Nine of Pentacles. Here we have some additional confirmation for you all, really, that things are absolutely getting better, okay? And a light will be shown on what it is that you've been through, and you'll understand. You'll go, okay, that's why I had to go through what I had to go through. That's why those things didn't work out, because if those things wouldn't have worked out, I wouldn't have made it to, this new thing here. So the Sun, then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, progress, actual progress being made. You won't be feeling like you're just spinning your wheels, okay? Actual progress being made. All right, and then we have the Page of Swords. Yeah. Little bit of bravery here is what I'm hearing. It's a little bit of courage. I'm hearing like just kind of your courage being renewed. Honestly, I think that this has really taken you. You've kind of been down and out. So a little bit of just renewed. I'm almost hearing like zest for life as well, okay? So if you really are feeling heavy and like, oh my God, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I feel like I've been doing lots of, there's been lots of resistance I've had to push through. There's been lots of situations that didn't go even close to what I had hoped or what I had planned, and I feel like you had to constantly switch directions this year. I feel like you'd run into some really hard resistance and you'd be like, okay, let me divert. And then you'd run into some hard resistance and you're like, okay, let me divert. And that's exhausting, And so I'm seeing here that there's going to be like this renewed passion, okay? Renewed passion for life, renewed passion. I'm hearing also Page of Swords, renewed mental clarity too. Okay, so maybe things feel a little foggy right now between the Sun and the Page of Swords. That fog is going to clear. That mental fog is going to clear, and you're going to find yourself in a situation, or you're going to find yourself within situations. You're going to find yourself having a much better idea of what it's going to take from you, the type of commitment it's going to take from you, energy-wise, time-wise, and you'll actually be able to gauge these things accurately. I think in 2023, there were so many blocks and obstacles that you had to deal with in order to make progress. So many of these were unforeseen circumstances, okay? Very, definitely giving moon energy here, where it's like you can kind of see the way forward, but you're not going to be able to see every single detail, every single obstacle. And I think that really tripped you up this last year. Understandably, that would trip anybody up. But anyways, I'm seeing that clear up, okay? Mental clarity, all right? Kind of a renewed sense of zest for life as well. And then we have the Chariot. Yes, okay. So like I said before, just a confirmation, what you've been through this last year is acting as a vehicle to move you forward into a new phase of your life that is filled with ease, that is filled with luxury, even a metamorphosis, a change, sunshine, warmth, all, and all the vibes you get from these words. You know what I mean? That's the frequency that you're going to be residing in, okay? You're going to be able to indulge a little bit. You're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to have financial security and stability. You're going to feel more, I'm hearing like alive when it comes to life, like thawed out. I think you guys have been so cold and so frigid because of the situations that you've been in that, I think you're going to find yourself thawing with this next phase. Okay. So hang in there, pile number one. It's going to get so much better. And you're going to realize the reason why you had to go through all of this stuff. Okay. I'm hearing final message here, but it's coming through loud and strong. Before I close this, I want to say this. Okay. If you feel like you are behind in some way, shape, or form because of these obstacles that you had to circumnavigate, know that you are not behind. You just had to navigate these obstacles at a different time than those around you. All of these other people around you that you see in 2023, they were making changes and all these great things happening and having all this good luck and good, like what appears to be good luck, good fortune, okay, et cetera, right? We're not supposed to sit there and compare ourselves to other people, but it happens, okay? It happens. So here's the thing. Your guides really have a strong message, and I cannot close this reading until I say it. Other people, like all those people, they're going to be going through some shit too, okay? They're going to have their own shit to go through. And while you're soaring, okay, while you're flying high with clarity and insight, okay, while everything on your path is being illuminated and warmed and moving quickly to this new phase of your life, this new chapter of your life, okay, well, where you've learned all these lessons from 2023, all right? While you're experiencing all of this, they will be experiencing some of these obstacles, their own version, their own brand, their own flavor of obstacles and trauma that they are having to work through. They're going to be experiencing this, okay? So know that everybody goes through these types of phases. Everybody goes through these, but we all go through them at different times, okay? This last year, I'm hearing it was your time. But this next year, you're past that, okay? You're very clearly past that. And just very strong message coming, like I said, for a few of you here, if you've been really concerned, looking around and saying, what the hell, all my peers are not experiencing this, they will, okay? They will. In their own way, in their own version, they're going to be experiencing this as well, okay? You just kind of got a head start on it, and you're going to be out of that energy while they're sitting there in the thick of it, all right? So final message there for you guys. I really felt like that needed to be said before I close this off. But anyways, thank you, pile number one, for tuning in, watching the video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, like the video, comment. It helps the channel so much, and I will see you all in your next reading. Bye. Hello, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen this amethyst crystal, and today we are going to get a message from your guides that is a comforting, gentle message for you as we move in to the year 2024. So like I was telling pile number one, with the new year, a lot of times people are, there's all this excitement around the new year, and that's totally understandable, of course. The whole new year, new me type of energy. But I think there's also the flip side of that where, a lot of us find ourselves kind of grieving during this period of time. Maybe grieving what we thought, grieving, what am I trying to say? Like what we thought we would have accomplished by this point, by the end of 2023. I think a lot of us set, milestones or goals for ourselves for the new year when we go into it. And then I think when we end that year and we've not met those milestones, we've not met those goals, we find ourselves feeling a little down. We find ourselves, reminiscing or looking over the past year, wondering if we could have done things differently, maybe, some of us, we've lost people and lost loved ones in 2023. Maybe just 2023 wasn't the year you thought it would be. Maybe you thought it would be your year and it just really wasn't, okay? This is for all of you guys who are feeling that way. You are not alone. I honestly find myself feeling, I find myself feeling this way almost every year, honestly, just kind of looking back and going, wow, that year is gone already. And it kind of creates a little bit of heaviness around the new year where you're definitely excited, but at the same time, there's this feeling of just this feeling of heaviness, like I said, kind of grief, kind of grieving the new year, or kind of grieving the past year. I mean, sorry guys, I'm trying to multitask here. I'm grieving the past year, as we move into the new year, grieving what we thought would have been, or what could have been, or what we think should have been, all of those things. So yeah, this is just a comforting message for you all. I think 2023 was a hard year for a lot of people, so I think there are a lot of people feeling this way. I wasn't even going to sit down and do a reading today, to be honest with you, but I was feeling myself kind of in this space, and I thought, you know what, I'm definitely not the only one. I can't be the only one feeling like this, feeling like, like I just need to grieve 2023 a little bit, in order to move on to this new year. So I thought, let me just get some comforting messages for my people out there who are feeling similarly. So that's what we're going to do for you all today. So let's go ahead, grab your tarot cards, and I'm hearing this one right here too. Okay, you guys, let's take a look and see what we have for you all. You guys had you had an extra one here. So we have nature, okay. We have grief, look at that, yeah. Nature, grief, look, it keeps moving around. Interesting. And we have dominance, okay. So yeah, I mean, you might have felt like 2023 kind of kicked your ass. I mean, and I know that sounds so harsh. I know that sounds so harsh, but I mean, but sometimes we feel that way, you might have felt like 2023 was just a hard year. Maybe you had to say goodbye to some people in 2023. Let's see here. What do we have? We have mystical moth here, spirituality, psychic ability, and passion. This says, shimmering maiden of the moon, uncover the arcane knowledge I seek. And then we have proud peacock with prestige, self-respect, and awareness. And this says, regal bird bursting with color, your confidence and grace I would know. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, let's look at your tarot cards. We have the King of Cloaks, which I believe is the King of Swords in this deck. I believe cloaks are swords. This is a newer deck for me. So, see, then we have the Three of Goblets, or the Three of Cups. I love the imagery on these cards. You guys are so pretty. Then we have the Knight of Candles, or the Knight of Wands. Yeah. We have, the Knight of Cloaks, so the Knight of Swords. We have the Four of Cloaks, or the Four of Swords. And then we have the Knight of Goblets. Wow, you guys. Wow, wow, wow. Look at all the night energy. Okay, all right. Okay. Pile number 2. What I'm seeing here for you all, first of all, validation, confirmation here. I think yeah, confirmation for us as we've talked about it, validation as well. You've really been through the ringer this last year, okay? I think you, like I said, dominance here. I mean, the first thing I heard was you feel like you just got your ass kicked by 2023. Like 2023 was a hard year. You had to say goodbye to something, someone, maybe multiple somethings or someone's. You know, whether this be situation, people, etc. Okay, so definitely a feeling of grief, okay, for 2023, what could have been. I'm hearing here that maybe there was this expectation that you would dominate 2023, that 2023 was going to be your year, and then it's here we are knocking on the door of 2024, and it's like, wow, okay, maybe not, you know? But there's so much beautiful promise here. First of all, lots of movement here in your life, okay, coming up. So your gentle message here is that you do not have to, you're not going to be hanging out in this energy for a long period of time, okay? You're not going to be hanging out in this energy for a long period of time. This heaviness that you're feeling, it's here now, but it will be gone very, very soon. I say that because we have the Knight of Candles, the Knight of Cloaks, and the Knight of Goblets, okay? So in multiple areas of your life, I think you've been feeling stuck, okay? You've been feeling stuck. You've been feeling maybe a bit burnt out here with the Four of Cloaks, okay? Or maybe you've had plenty of time to rest and you're like, okay, I'm ready to get going. That's what I'm seeing here, okay? So if you have been, I think there are a couple different groups of people here. I think there are some people here who have been feeling burnt out, they've been feeling worn out, and they need a real break, okay? And I think there's another group of people here who are kind of on the other side of that. They felt burnt out, they felt worn out, and they've gotten their break, and now they're getting ready to kind of get back into things, okay? So couple different groups of people here. This is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what does not, okay? But I am seeing really positive changes for you, movement definitely within your relationships with others, okay? So this could be your love life, if this is something that you're looking for, that's something that you're interested in. This could be in your love life, this could be your relationships with others. We have Three of Goblets here as well, so I think you will be, and it's interesting, this person looks like they are gazing up, and then we have that Three of Goblets up there. So if you've been looking for your tribe, ooh, some of you guys may have had to say goodbye to a friend group, or goodbye, to a friend group or a group of people who you thought they'd have your best interest at heart, and they just simply did not. Some of you guys are having to leave that behind, and it may not just be friend groups. This could be family members that you kind of had to either totally cut off, or maybe had to set some strong boundaries with here as well, okay, where you're setting boundaries and you're like, listen, I can't do this anymore with you guys. But regardless, I think you guys have found yourself in a place of just kind of feeling beat up by this last year and the circumstances that you had to go through, and possibly feeling a bit alone, isolated, separated, okay, from your loved ones, or from, your support system, whoever that might be for you. Okay, I'm seeing you rediscovering interesting that rediscovering came in here, because that really wasn't what I was thinking, but that is 100% what just came out, rediscovering. So for some of you guys, this might be an older friend group that you kind of, you just kind of fell out of touch. and you're going to get back in touch with them and you're going to reconnect with them. For others of you, I think this is going to be discovering, not rediscovering, but straight up discovering a new group, your people, your tribe, okay? So if you've been feeling kind of down and out and lonely and like you're kind of, I'm seeing here, especially with this nature card here, this bird is over here, like, all by themselves. And there's all these birds back here in the background. And it's like, okay, well, I don't want to be up there on those stone steps. I want to be here in nature. But that's kind of what I feel. It's like, yeah, there are other groups of people that you could join, but it's just not in alignment for you. It's just, they're not in alignment with what you actually want. They're not in alignment with with you, with your goals, with with who you are, with your beliefs, with your values. There's some sort of misalignment there, okay? So I'm seeing someone coming in to your I'm hearing like field of vision, someone coming into your field of vision, your world, okay, who wants to, they like your vibe. They want to meet you there where you're at, okay? You don't have to go change your environment in order to be with them. They're coming to you. They're meeting you where you're at. And that's what I'm seeing here. So if that's been kind of a challenge for you, here is a message right here that you will not be going this alone, okay? All right, so message coming in there. I am also seeing, in addition to goblets here, Knight of Goblets and things moving in your emotional world, okay, and having your needs met that way, I'm also seeing Knight of Cloaks here as well, or Knight of Swords, okay? So, you guys, I think you guys have this big, bright, beautiful energy too. We've got Knight of Candles here too. So we're talking as well about passion too. I want to get a clarifier for your Knight of Cloaks and your Knight of Candles just to better understand. Because I think King of Cloaks here, King of Swords with the Four of Cloaks or Four of Swords here, like I said, you're moving out of this space of feeling burnt out. You're kind of regaining your power back, okay? Like I said, there may have been some, I don't know if I said this in your pile, maybe I said this in the last pile, but there's been some brain fog. I think everybody's kind of experiencing this actually, because I know I said that. Now I realize I did say that in the last pile based on their cards. So just some brain fog, okay? That you might be experiencing, a lack of mental clarity, a lack of direction as well, okay? And I'm seeing here King of Cloaks, Four of Cloaks, and you know what, honestly, even with this Knight of Cloaks here as well, what I'm really seeing here is you moving out of this space of feeling depleted. You're taking your rest. If you haven't gotten to that point, you will get to that point where you're going to get some rest, and it's just going to renew you. It's going to renew your mind, your mental clarity, your mental sharpness, the way that you speak as well, the way that you communicate is going to kind of be revamped a little bit as well for you all, okay? So yes, that clarifier I really want to get for the Knight of Candles just to better understand. We're just going to take your deck. I'm going to split it, and we're going to take this top card, and we have Justice, okay, for your Knight of Candles or Knight of Wands, Justice here. Yeah, rebalancing. The scales balancing here. Knight of Candles, Knight of Wands. This is really fiery, passionate energy. Really fiery, passionate energy. And this, like, misdirected can cause a lot of chaos. And I'm seeing this being rebalanced here, okay? So a balance coming in. So somewhere we're talking about, wands, we're talking about passions, what lights you up, what makes you feel alive. This can be confidence as well, okay? If we find ourselves, overconfident, we'll get ourselves into some pretty sticky situations. But if we find ourselves not having enough confidence, all right, we tend to be very risk averse, and as a result, we we don't grow. We begin to stagnate. Okay. I'm seeing you guys, maybe you've kind of come from a place of stagnation or a feeling stuck. I'm seeing movement 100%, and you're going to actually see real measurable movement within this area of your life, this Knight of Candles, whatever that might be for you. So wherever there is a bit of an imbalance, okay, where you've been struggling to find a balance between this and the rest of your life, I'm seeing that coming back into balance with everything else, okay, with your social life, with your intellectual life, your mental life, okay, your mental health as well. Okay, I'm seeing this balance coming back here. This is going to be balanced with everything else. And then I want to talk about Mystical Moth and Proud Peacock. You guys are going to be tapped into your intuition is what I'm hearing here. You guys are going to be tapped into your intuition here very soon, very shortly. If you have felt a bit disconnected after having been through all of this, okay, I'm seeing you tapping back in, getting back into alignment. Very interesting here. I was talking about your passions, and then up here, Mystical Moth, we have passion on here as well. I'm just seeing a balance being brought to this area of your life. Let me grab one more card. We have the World. Yes. Okay. And interesting. We've got like, these are big cards, you guys. These are major arcana cards. These are kind of, kind of the BFD, kind of a BFD. Yeah. So with the World here, we're looking at the end of a cycle, that's been harmful. Okay. Ending of, and the beginning of something new, or the ending of something so that something new can come in. So this could be an ending to this feeling of imbalance in this area of your life. Finally feeling balance and no longer feeling like you're going back and forth like, well, I'm balanced now, but then, next month I have a hard time prioritizing again. I'm not seeing that happen for you guys. I'm seeing that this is like balance is coming. It is like balance is being struck and it is staying. And then we have this other top card. I wish it happened off camera. I set your deck down and this top card just started moving halfway off the deck. So I'm going to grab it and just bring it over here. We have the Tower. Yeah, look at that. Another big change. Okay. Or another major card here with this. This Knight of Candles it's a big deal in your world. I think you know what this is. I don't think we need any more clarifiers. I think you know what this is. It's something major. We're seeing balance being brought to it. Ending of a cycle as well. And then the Tower here too. I'm going to be honest with you guys about this. This is something that, the foundation that this was built upon was kind of shaky. Maybe it wasn't, whatever this is in your life, it's going to be different for everybody here, particularly since we're getting these cards as our clarifiers. This was something that, it maybe wasn't built on the best of foundations. Maybe when this journey was started, whatever this Knight of Candles is for you personally, when this journey was started, it wasn't started with balance in mind. Balance is being restored. A good foundation is going to be built for this. You're going to be a part of that. I do want to say here with the Tower though, the Tower talks about, like I said, something not being built on the greatest foundation and nothing being done about it. And then when nothing is done about it, the universe comes in and is doing something about it. It's going to knock it down. Like, okay, listen, things can't keep going how they are. You have the opportunity to dismantle this and rebuild it with a great foundation yourself, or we can help dismantle it for you. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. So in this Knight of Candles, there might be a little bit of work that needs to be done. Okay, or maybe you've done the work. Maybe that's what this is. You've done the work and now you're just waiting. It's coming in. Okay, this balance is coming in, the end of an era, and I think honestly the end of this Tower moment, this end of this being built on a shitty foundation, the end of this being imbalanced. Everything's coming back into balance. Okay, everything coming back into balance here. All right. Intuition and awareness opening up as well. Okay. Your emotional needs being met, being able to find your tribe, find your people. Okay, we saw that here with the nature card as well, right? And having some time to rest, relax, recuperate, and then and actually feeling like you've rested, relaxed, and recuperated, you know, with the Knight of Cloaks and the King of Cloaks here as well. So lots of promise for you guys coming in pile number 2. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment. It helps so much. And I will see you all in your next reading. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen this selenite crystal, and today we are going to get a gentle, comforting message from your guides for you as we move into the year 2024. So, like I was talking to the other piles, you know, a lot of times with this, when we have a new year come in, you know, there's lots of excitement around that, excitement around this new beginning or the potential for a new beginning. I'm just going to shuffle your cards, you guys, while we chat. You know, this potential for a new beginning, and all of that. And that is, while that is super exciting, you know, there's also, we all are also leaving something behind. We are leaving the year 2023 behind, okay? And with that, we have to leave behind and let go of all of the expectations that we had for ourselves and for others and for the year as a whole. So this can be kind of a heavy period of time where we have to kind of come to terms with what did or didn't occur within that year, if there were goals or milestones that we had set for ourselves, for others, for our lives. We have to come to terms with the fact that, you know, that year is over and we've got this new year coming in, you know. Also, a lot of us lost people who, or loved ones in general, who were close to us during the year 2023, and that's been challenging as well, having to really say goodbye to them too, you know. It kind of makes it feel real, you know. So the new year just kind of makes all of that stuff start to feel real for some of us. And so yeah, I was kind of finding myself in this energy today, and I thought, you know what, I cannot be the only one who is grieving 2023 and what it was and what it wasn't, and etc., you know. So I thought, let me sit down and do this reading, because I'm sure there are other people out there who would really love a comforting, gentle message for this time period where we're, you know, kind of grieving what we thought could have, should have, or, you know, was going to happen in this last year. So that is what we're going to be taking a look at, just a little bit of confirmation, validation, as well as maybe even some gentle guidance for this next year. So let's go ahead and get some messages for you guys. Definitely feeling that card. This one as well. Feeling those two, this one, this bad guy. Okay. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and start with these. We have caching, okay. And we have self-interest. All right. And then we have Barging Badger with determination, focus, and advancement. And this says, tireless and resourceful one, share your ferocious spirit and spunk. Yeah, resourcefulness for sure with this caching card here. What the heck, you guys, your cards are all out of sorts. Okay, yeah. Then we have Rowdy Rooster, authority, influence, and responsibility. And this says, proud and noble guardian, grant me the power to rise up and shine. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. When I heard influence, it made me think influencer. So maybe that's something you guys have been working on. Maybe that's something, something important to you all or has some sort of meaning to you. Let's go ahead and look at your tarot cards and then we will jump in and talk about your message here. So we have Ace of Wands. Okay, yeah. You guys are definitely like a fiery bunch. I feel that right off the bat. We have King of Swords. Yeah. We have Seven of Cups. See if we can slide this in here a little bit. You guys, this deck is so beautiful. I'm so excited to see how it looks on camera. It is a bit slippery though. Let's see. Page of Wands. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, you guys are a fiery bunch. I feel it for sure. 10 of Wands. The Fool. Yeah. And the Magician. Okay, let's see. Let's scoot some of these over so we can fit your cards. All right, pile number 3. Was I calling you guys pile number 2? If I was, I'm sorry. Pile number 3. Okay, so you guys have really been, I'm hearing kind of like saving for a rainy day. You've been very determined. You've definitely been looking out for your own best interest this last year of 2023. And I think we've got determination here, authority, responsibility. You guys have really taken full responsibility for yourselves, have stayed determined, focused. All right, I'm definitely hearing that for you all. You've stayed determined, you've stayed focused. But this has come at a bit of a price in that you're feeling a bit burnt out or you're feeling a bit weighed down. It's like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders is how you're feeling right now. Like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. Yeah. And maybe you found yourself in a position. You've got a lot of choices. You've got a choice to make here as to how you want to move forward. That's what I'm hearing. You've put in a lot of time and effort into yourself, into self-growth this last year. And I feel like 2023 has been like your springboard, or it's like you building that. It's like you building the springboard. 2023 was you building the springboard, and 2024 you are actually getting to jump off of that now into this new beginning, into a life that you created for yourself. We're seeing renewed passion coming in, okay? Renewed passion, a new idea, new passion behind your something going on in your mental world. Yeah. Whether this is like higher intelligence, as far as like higher education, whether this is your mental health, even with the King of Swords here, I'm seeing this passion coming in for you with this new inspiration, this new passion. Perhaps you guys have kind of just worked yourself into a situation where you're feeling dispassionate, you're feeling run down, you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, okay? Like you've had to do it all by yourself. I'm seeing here though, the message from your guides, this gentle message is that it's not been for nothing. It's not been for nothing at all. There is inspiration coming in. Inspiration coming in for sure. And clarity. Inspiration and clarity. You have a choice to make, and I think you know what this choice is. I think there's something going on in your world. You have a big choice to make, and you know that this can like make or break your future. Or at least that's what it feels like. It feels like this is very make or break. I'm hearing like you've been waiting for this moment your whole life. For some of you, you've been waiting for this moment for a while. you've kept your eyes on the prize, but the passion, it comes and goes. It's like, it's something that I'm hearing like, it's something that you're passionate about, but when you have to sit here and push and push and push and stay determined and stay focused and stay disciplined and keep going and keep going and keep going, that inspiration, that passion starts to feel like a burden. And that's definitely the case. I think everybody runs into that, when we're pushing really hard for to make something work, when it's something that we're passionate about, when it's something that we have a lot of emotional connection to. Because whatever this is, I'm definitely seeing like there's something deep about this for you. This is not just any old journey. This is like something major for you. This is something that has to do with your passion. This is something that has to do with with your passion, whatever it is that lights you up. You've been working towards this. I'm hearing even like saving up so that this, like, I don't know, it's like working hard and saving up so that you can have this later. It's like, okay, if I put in the work now, I will be able to draw on this later and have this later. Kind of like the idea of like a retirement account. If I go ahead and I put in the work now and I save this back, caching here, put in the work now, save this back for myself. I don't get to enjoy this now at this money at this point in time in my life, but I will have it to enjoy later in the future. That's kind of what I'm hearing here. You've said, yes, I'm passionate about this, this thing. I've been working on it, but the passion wanes. It comes and goes because that's kind of what passion does. But I'm seeing here like this reignition. Okay, so I'm seeing like this reignition of passion here for you all. But then I'm also seeing something new coming in as well with the Ace of Wands. There's something new. It's going to shake things up, and I think it's going to make this decision easier. So be on the lookout for that, pile number 3. This is your gentle message is really... It's really a validation and acknowledgement of how focused you have stayed throughout this last year. You've stayed so focused, and perhaps you're feeling a bit downtrodden, like, oh my gosh, I've put in so much energy, I've put in so much effort, I've tried so hard to stay focused, to stay on top of things, to stay disciplined, to motivate myself intrinsically instead of relying on extrinsic, external motivation. I've pushed and pushed and pushed. But when is this going to actually happen? Like, when is my big break coming in? I'm telling you guys, with Rowdy Rooster, it said influence. And the first thing I thought was influencer, being seen, being famous, so to speak. And the power to rise up and shine. And I think you guys have that. You have that, but you've had to work at making this a reality, of course. You've had to work at this. And it's not always come easy here with the 10 of Wands. I'm seeing it was a new journey for you all too. This was really something that was uncharted territory, unfamiliar territory for you. Unfamiliar territory. And you have this passion, and it started to feel like a burden, at some point in this journey. And this is a journey you're relatively new to, and you're trying to create the life that you want here. And you're now sitting here in a situation where you have a choice to make. And if you're not at that point yet, you will be coming to a point where there is a choice to make. And this might be a bit of a challenging, initially it might seem challenging, but I think you guys are going to be given there's something coming in, some sort of new passion, new idea, something coming in here for you all to help make this decision easier. I want to get a clarifier for this Ace of Wands for you guys, because I do think, I do see that this is going to come in and it's really going to change everything, and in a positive way, in a good way, but it's going to change everything. It's going to make this decision easier. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's just get a card or two, a couple cards maybe for this Ace of Wands, just to kind of let us know a little bit more about this. I'm hearing that one and this top one here. Let's see what we have. So we have Six of Wands. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Recognition, public recognition, Six of Wands. You guys, what was I saying? Being an influencer of some sort, being in the public eye. This is public recognition here. And then we have Three of Wands. Three of Wands. Wow. Something new on the horizon. Yeah, you guys. Okay. Wow. So if I'm just, to be honest with you, it seems like what's going to reignite your passion, or what's going to make this easier, is public recognition for your work. Public recognition of how far you've come. Public recognition in a space that's relatively new for you. In an area where, sorry guys, these cards, I'm trying to get them to be all straight and pretty looking, but y'all know they just like to slide around. But anyways, public recognition in an area that's relatively new to you. That's what this looks like to me. I think you've been working very hard towards something and putting in a lot of effort with this, and you've stayed very disciplined, and you've relied on your intrinsic motivation. It's something new to you, okay? Overall, it's something new to you. It's required confidence that maybe you didn't necessarily have before, okay? It's at times this passion feels like a burden. It feels like a bit of a burden. And you've been sitting here wondering, is this really worth my time and effort? Am I crazy? Am I wasting my time? The answer here is no. You have not been wasting your time. So if you're concerned about that, no, you've not been wasting your time. I see that you're actually going to get some public recognition for your hard work. And this is going to be in a way, like in a space that you're not familiar with completely. With the Three of Wands here, new horizons. Three of Wands talks about expanding your horizons. Yeah. So I'm seeing here that there's going to be recognition, public recognition. So if you are trying to be on the general public's radar, if you're trying to get on other people's radar, it's working. That is going to happen, okay? And I think this is going to be I'm hearing almost like an energy buster for you guys. This is going to bust up some sort of obstacle, some sort of stagnant energy, some sort of blockage. This is going to bust that up. It's going to break that apart. And then you're going to have so much clarity. You're going to go, oh, I know exactly what to do. Now that I'm seeing a little bit of the fruits of my actions, now that I'm actually seeing all of this begin to pay off, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like this passion has been the point where it's felt like a burden at times, where you could easily just drop all of these wands, drop these 10 wands off your shoulders and just say, you know what? I could go do what everyone else is doing. That's so much easier. That looks so much easier than what I'm doing. Following my passion is hard, and this looks so much easier. And I think you guys have been struggling with that. I think you guys have been kind of throwing that idea around. Do I stick with this? What I've been doing? Or, do I stick with this or do I go ahead and say, you know what? Everyone else seems to be having a better time doing it differently. Maybe I should be doing that. What I'm seeing here is you need to stick with what you're doing. Stick with what you're doing. You're going to get some public recognition for this. And it's going to be in this area, in this creative area. You will be getting some public recognition in whatever this passion is for this. It feels very much like a passion project. Maybe this is your own business. You know, maybe you're trying to live that like laptop life. What do they call it? Laptop lifestyle, where, you know, you're creating, you're essentially a creator, you're a creative, and you are, you know, sharing your work with the world via the internet. And this is what you've wanted, but you're still waiting to be truly you're still waiting for that public recognition. You're still waiting for your big break. I'm seeing a big break, you guys. That's what this looks like to me. This looks like a big break coming in for you all, and it is going to make it very clear what you want, what you should do next. It's going to become very clear with the King of Swords and the Seven of Cups here. It's going to be a clear choice, a clear decision. You're going to know exactly, you know what, this is what I need to do. I think everybody here, this is like all in different kind of areas, different expertise, different, you guys are going to be faced with different, like the choices you're going to be faced with, the specifics are different, but I think overall the energy is the same. You've been working hard towards, like working hard with some sort of passion project, something that you're very passionate about. And it's something you're so passionate about and you feel so called towards that it's like you can't let it go. It's like you can't drop it. It's like even when it feels like a burden, you can't just drop it. You're like, no, I would love to be able to do that and to do what everyone else is doing, since that seems so much easier, but I can't. I started this journey. This is what I want. I want the life. This is the life that I want created. I want this life, and damn it, I'm going to make it happen. Even if it's a burden sometimes, even if it feels like it's a challenge, like feels like it's a burden. I'm seeing public recognition here for this in this space. So if you are a painter, I'm seeing public recognition, like wherever it is that you post your art, wherever it is that you share your art, I'm seeing recognition for your art in that place. I'm seeing public recognition. I'm seeing other people recognizing your hard work and like blasting that out there for other people. Like, you know, all it takes is just one or two people to see and appreciate your creation, and for them to share that with others to like make a huge difference. That's all it takes. Honestly, is just a few people. And so that's what I'm seeing here for my pile number 3s. This is super exciting, you guys. This is super exciting. This is going to make this decision so much easier for you all. So much easier is what I'm hearing. Actually getting some well-deserved recognition for your hard work. It's going to make it easy to continue to choose this, or whatever choice it is that you have to make. I think for some of you, there's a choice to make between continuing doing this or switching gears and doing something else. And I think this choice, it's going to be a much easier choice. Because I think you're going to actually get the validation, the external validation that you've really been wanting. You've been relying so much on your intrinsic motivation, and you've been doing a great job relying on your intrinsic motivation and your own discipline and your own willpower. But you know, it comes a point in time where it's like, okay, well, I gotta have something. I gotta get something out of this. And that is coming, pile number 3. That is coming. This is actually a really beautiful message. So this is what I have for you guys. This is beautiful. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It helps so much. And I will see you all in your next reading. Bye.